Good morning everyone and welcome to a presentation on digital connectivity. And during this presentation we're going to be concentrating on how we can achieve that utilising websites, social media, as well as automation and AI being artificial intelligence. Now, instead of boring you and just giving you information that's based upon theory, I thought what I would do is spend our time together to actually give you some relevance. And so when we're talking about connectivity via your website, I'm going to be showing you examples of how we're doing that here at Pioneer with the new Pioneer website. Connectivity via social media promotions, we're going to share with you what we've actually got going right now and what we've done historically. We're going to share with you connectivity via Facebook advertising and actually show you some campaigns that we've run and share the results with you so you can see how it actually works. And also connectivity in the future. So we'll be sharing with you what we're going to be doing in the future in relation to utilising AI and chatbots. So without further ado, let's get underway and start with the new Pioneer website. So what we're trying to do is connect with our audience with a new strategically aligned website with a real purpose behind it. So for those not aware, this actually launched last Thursday. So when you go through the new site and you see something that might be a little bit out of place or misspelled or whatever the case may be, please let us know. That'd be great. So why did we design a new website? Well, there's a number of reasons for that. Number one was we wanted to make a better and more positive experience for those that are using the site. We wanted people to be able to find information that they're after a lot easier, and we wanted to align our brand a lot better and showcase our strengths, and we wanted to be able to create an ease of flow. So those people looking for different reasons to buy our tank or looking to buy a water tank, we wanted those to be front and center and easy for the user to actually utilize our website and find those answers. Secondly, we wanted to showcase our unique differences. Our tanks lead the market for a number of different reasons, and we wanted to be able to effectively put them front and center so that the person coming to our website understood just that fact. We wanted to change the customer conversation. What we mean by that is that people would call the sales team with an idea in their mind already about what was important when looking to purchase a water tank. And generally that would be things like, how thick is your steel? And do you have the ability to capture your tank with a gutter? We want to change that. So we want to put information out there so that people come to our website and look at how great our tank is and all the attributes that our tank has and take those attributes to those of our competitors. We wanted to battle heritage head on. So there's a couple of unique points of difference that they're basically putting their product out there and saying these are the reasons about our tanks. Well, we wanted to combat that. We wanted to put our own information front and center so that, again, when people come to our website, they're not talking to us yet. We wanted to address those main issues that Heritage is saying that their tanks are the best for. Well, we wanted to actually address those same points as well. And last but not least, we want to increase conversions. We feel that by giving people better information, provide a better positive experience, that ultimately will get more people reaching out to us because they understand how great our tanks are without us having to do anything. So let's break these down one by one. So increasing the user experience. How do we know that it actually works? So we use heat map technology. So there's a couple of different software applications that can do this for you. One being Hotjar. We use crazyegg.com, and what we do is we actually have code on our website that tracks the users actually on our site, on our pages. And what we get to see is we actually record their actual mouse movements. We can see what they click on, and we can see what stages of the page that they particularly hover at. And this gives us a clear indication in relation to are they interested, because if they're clicking on it, that means they're interested. So what we can see here is an actual screenshot of the home page, and all the dots that you see are all the people that have clicked on those sections of the website. And the more that people click in the one spot, the brighter the map. And hence you can see here that this particular section of the home page is the brightest lit spot, and that actually is water tank sizes, so we can see clearly that that's what people are most interested. But coming back to what we were looking to achieve in relation to providing an avenue for people to click through to areas that we felt people would be interested in, we can see here that we've got clicks all over the homepage, so that's a really good sign that people are actually interested in the information we've put front and center. On the left hand side with our numbers, what that actually refers to is pausing. So when people scroll down the page, people will pause and consume that content. So on the left where we see 97%, that's indicating that at this section of the actual page, 97% of the people that came to the page stopped at this point in time, which generally is above the fold, so that's fairly common. But again, the whole point of this particular page is we wanted to see if people would scroll down looking for more information to consume, and the numbers on the left indicate is yes, they actually are willing to do that. So when we're looking to judge user experience and quality, we need software like this that actually gives you a clear picture as to the effectiveness, because if people were not scrolling down to the bottom of the page, we would see that via the heat map on the left hand side, and we've got over half the people scrolling all the way down to the bottom, which is a great sign, in addition to which we've got clicks all over the page showing us that people are scrolling down and are clicking on those pieces of content because they're interested in what we have to say. Point number 2 is we wanted to showcase our unique differences. The main differential will be our standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is effectively a replica of our brochure. So we're keeping our brand alignment, we're keeping our information consistent to what our customers are seeing. And we know that none of our actual competitors can compare with these 5 things. And as we saw on the screenshot in relation to the Crazy Egg heat map, people are clicking on these differences to find out what it is that we're actually talking about. So it's been very effective so far. The second unique difference we're showcasing on the homepage is our antimicrobial water tank liner. Again, we're putting it front and center that we have something different that nobody else has. And the third unique difference is what we're calling our trade secrets. And this is a quite interesting one because when you think about it, there's a number of things that stand our tank head and shoulders above those of our competitors, which we're aware of. But if you look at our old website, we never really shared those differences. So what we want to be able to do is showcase these points of difference so people can then understand where the quality truly lies. And that in turn flows on into changing the customer conversation. So when you actually click on that banner on the homepage, that brings you to a page which has a table that looks similar to this. So what we want to be able to showcase is the volume, the actual depth of differences that we have compared to everybody else. So what we're effectively saying to the customer is, have a look at all the features that the Pioneer water tank comes with all the green ticks, and competitors question mark, do they have that? So ideally what we want to be able to do is have people come to our website, see all these fantastic different features that the Pioneer water tank has, and then go to our competitors and say, well, Pioneer has this, do you have this? Also, the great thing is that at a glance, the customer can see that there is a great volume of things here that Pioneer has that our competitors more than likely don't have. So that's a real positive for us. The fourth reason for any website was to effectively battle heritage head on in relation to why people may think that their tanks are better than ours, being the fact that their tanks are thicker and that they have the ability to capture more rainwater with their gutter system. So on the homepage we have a banner specifically stating you can catch water from your tank roof. That will take you to a page which talks about our smart water saver system, and also we have another banner that says engineered up to 2 millimeters thick, putting it front and center that our tanks are not all under 1 mil, because if you think about it, historically we don't actually share with people how thick our tank sizes are, so therefore they can have the opinion that in fact all tank sizes for heritage are thicker than ours, so therefore they can naturally assume that they're better. So we want to change that. So tapping into the fear of what people may have in relation to a smaller size steel, we hang our hat on the fact that our tanks have stood the test of time. Over 30 years in business with 0 structural failures. Now that's a fact. So we put it out there that our tanks will last the test of time, in addition to which we actually now provide the sizing of our chart, or we provide a sizing chart on the thickness, and we actually spell it out exactly what it is or how thick our tanks are, and therefore people can actually see for themselves that in some instances our actual tanks are thicker than those of our competitors. And last but not least, and the actual most important reason for changing the website is to increase conversions. Ideally, what we want to be able to achieve is provide quality information that people feel really comfortable that they have enough to make a buying decision, to give us a call or to fill in a form. We track those every single day, so we understand the actual output our website is producing for us and the effectiveness of our online positioning. So what actually will identify success for us by taking this new route with our website? The first one are our metrics, i.e. how our users react. So do our users spend longer on our site? Do they visit more pages? And secondly, the actual number increase. Do we actually get more phone calls, and do we actually get more web contact forms or requests for call from our chat widget? Because at the end of the day, we want to be able to make more sales, and to do that, we need more contacts. So back to our overall brief of connectivity. Connectivity utilising your website is having the right information in front of people, that they understand first and foremost when they arrive they're in the right place, that the information that they seek is readily available and it's clear and concise in order for them to make a buying decision. The better the job we can do with that, the better we will connect with our audience, and hopefully the more sales that we can make. Moving on to the next phase of our Prezzo. We're now talking about connectivity by a social media promotion, and in this particular instance what we're going to utilise as an example is leveraging the Shane Jacobson brand. So for those of you that may be aware, we had a relationship with Shane for a few years now, where a couple of years ago we installed a tank for him, we took some video footage which you can see on the left, and then just recently we've gone back and done it again. So what we wanted to be able to do was tap into that notoriety of Shane at the moment, because he's now on TV with a few different programs, so the whole of Australia is aware of him, there's recognition there, and hopefully when people are scrolling through Facebook, we want them to what we call stop the scroll. So people scroll through Facebook, they scroll until they see something of interest and they'll stop and they'll look at that. We're hoping that the notoriety and familiarity, probably a better word, of Shane at the moment being on people's TVs, that through good audience targeting, which we'll talk about later on, that people will stop the scroll, watch the video, and become aware of our brand and become aware of Shane utilising our brand and have that actual authority transfer over to us. So that's kind of the point. So in order to run the campaign here, what we wanted, or what we did first and foremost, was run the old video first for a week so we can rehash what was already old and connect Shane with us. And then secondly, run the one with the offer. And that's what we did. And to go through the actual aims of the program, what we wanted to do is, number one, increase our brand awareness, leveraging Shane's brand. Number two, create an interested audience we can advertise to. And number three, build an email list of potential buyers. Now, and then obviously number four, to make sales. Now, what we mean by that, create an interested audience we can advertise to. Essentially within Facebook, again, as I'll share a little bit later on, anybody that watches any of your videos, you can put them in an audience. And that's such, if they have watched something you've created before, you can advertise to them again in the future. So when we ran the first video, everybody that watched the first video would actually get promoted to and would see the second video in their Facebook feeds. We wanted to build an email list. Now I just want to spend a little bit of time on this. So if you think about when we interact with customers, so if someone gives us a call and they say, hey, can I get a quote? We say, sure. What's your email address? And we send them the quote. So we have the email address of somebody once they've actually said to us, I'm interested in buying a tank. But what about the people that are out there that haven't actually taken that step with us? Wouldn't it be great to have an email list of people that are interested in buying a tank but have not got a quote yet? So that's what we're trying to achieve here, as well as obviously make more sales. So with the actual funnel, this is kind of what it looked like. So we ran the video inside our post, and then we promoted it as a Facebook ad. Now, if you click on the actual ad, then that will take you to a landing page, and on the landing page there's a little bit of information. There's a countdown timer and the button there that says, look, if you want $500 off your water tank, click on this button here. Now once they clicked on the button, a pop-up comes up and we get their actual email address and their name. Once they fill that information in, it all hits an autoresponder which automatically sends them an email, and on that email it gives them a link to go to the actual page where they can get their discount. Now with their discount, the way that it works is that they simply fill in the form and the $500 will be applied as a discount to their actual quote. So For those of you that do some kind of offers or anything, you'll be able to see that a lot of the times, especially with the bigger tank sizes, and this is for a GT50 and above, that you're actually utilising a much smaller discount than you would normally. Now, to give you a little bit better perspective in relation to how this particularly could work, I've broken it down again with some hypothetical numbers. So let's say, for example, that we had 5,000 people view that particular ad. And of those 5,000 people that viewed the ad, only 10% clicked the link and they actually came across to the first page. So now we've got 500 people that come and they check out our discount page and they say, am I or am I not interested in relation to actually getting an actual discount? And let's just say only 10% of those people do. So now what we've got, if we had 500 people visit the page, 10% say, yep, I'm interested, and 50 people now give us their email address by actually opting in. Now, first and foremost there, we've now got 50 email addresses of people that actually said to us, we're interested in getting a discount and buying a water tank. And what we know with human nature and people getting sidetracked with life, etc., not everybody that actually receives that email is going to go through and actually say to us, we want a quote. So let's say only 30% of those people took the next step and said to us, yeah, give me a quote. Now, what we've actually got here now is 30% of people doing that will have 15 requests for a quote. But we've also got 35 email addresses of the other people that didn't take that step that we can direct market to again in the future, which is really powerful. So if this was our actual funnel numbers, what is it that we actually would have achieved by running this particular campaign? So first and foremost, we would increase our brand awareness to our nominated audience because we specifically told Facebook who we wanted to see our advertisements, both in the first instance with the first video and the second instance with the second video. We would be staying top of mind with our potential customers, so those people who might not be in the market for a tank today but may be thinking about it in the future, again, they're hearing from us and they're becoming aware of us, which is great. Now, in relation to actual effectiveness, what we've been able to receive is 50 email addresses of people who've indicated they're interested in a water tank and quoted 15 new people. So therefore, we've got 35 email addresses of people who said they were interested but didn't take the next step in relation to say, give me a quote. So what we can potentially do now is email these people over time with different offers and just stay in touch with them so that we stay top of mind with them. So when the time comes, they'll be aware of Pioneer as a choice to purchase their water tank from. And from a sales perspective, if we worked on the 30% conversion, then hopefully we would have made 5 new sales. Now, this actual campaign is live right now, so I'll be able to provide exact numbers about what we actually do achieve. But at a minimum, what we do know is that we are increasing our brand awareness, we are staying top of mind with people that know who we are, and we are aligning ourselves with somebody that people like. So as far as a connectivity perspective, what we've been able to do is connect with our audience by utilising a third party that they're familiar with and achieve all these things all at the same time. The third part of our presentation is going to be based upon connectivity via Facebook leads. And what we're sort of talking about here is putting something in front of people on their news feed that says get a quote. And when people click that promotion and if they click the get a quote button, they're actually going to be taken to a form inside Facebook where they're going to provide us with the same detail as they would as if they're on our website. So a quick side note here is that if you think about paid advertising, most people think about Google AdWords. Now, there is a world of difference between Google AdWords and Facebook, and here's the difference. Google AdWords, when people are on Google, people are there because they will actually have a level of demand. They're looking for information, they're looking for answers, they're looking to buy potentially. So therefore, Google and Google AdWords is a demand satisfier. So when people are looking to buy or they're looking for information, that's where Google comes into that. Facebook is totally different. Facebook people aren't going to Facebook to buy a water tank. They're going to Facebook to interact with their friends. They're going to Facebook because they're interested in news, etc. So when we actually utilize this medium, we're actually entering a social space and we have to attempt to get in front of people so they see our ad and think, well, now it's actually a really good time for me to do that. So that's the difference between the two. We're actually generating demand, we're not satisfying demand. Now, The objective in relation to utilizing Facebook leads is we're looking to once again increase our brand awareness to our nominated audience group, because again, which we'll touch on in a little bit, we're saying to Facebook who we want our ads to be in front of. It's not like we're saying show our ad to everybody. Number two, again, we want to stay top of mind with our potential customers, and that's known as omnipresence. Omnipresence is I see you guys everywhere. And if you think about the online presence, sometimes you'll see heritage everywhere. Well, that's essentially what we're doing now here through Facebook leads as well. It's an added bonus to getting an actual lead. Ideally, we want to capture quality leads, and we want to do that for less than $30 each. Based upon your actual numbers, that may vary from person to person, but for us, if we can get them for less than $30 each, we know that we're going to be extremely profitable for that. So this is something that's different to the last part of the presentation where it's running at the moment. I can't show you actual numbers. We've done this, and so I'm actually going to share with you some campaigns that we've run and actual numbers so you can see the effectiveness of that. So the first campaign that we ran was at the end of the financial year with our rollback pricing offer. So we actually had an ad that had an offer to people that said something along the lines of get a quote now and you can get it at 2016 pricing. So we ran it for the last 3 weeks in June. We had the ad that led to a form inside Facebook, as I explained before. So they were staying inside the platform. They simply had to give us their name, their details, contact number, exactly the same as if they were filling out a request for a quote on your website. Now, in this particular campaign, we spent $1,295 and we generated 74 leads. So that's actually 74 people that said to us, hey, give me a quote. So breaking that down, we got those leads for $17.50 each. Now, if you think about that, is a lead worth $17.50 to you? And that's the question you have to be asking yourself. What would I be willing to pay for somebody to actually say to me, yes, give me a quote, I'm interested in buying a water tank? So that was the actual campaign number one. And there's the actual data. That's a screenshot out of our actual Facebook ads campaign. So we promoted our ad to 42,000 people and it was viewed 82,000 times. Total spent $12.95, $17.50 per lead for 74 lead forms. So that was campaign number one, where we had the actual offer within the ad. So that worked pretty well. And then we thought, well, I wonder what would happen if we ran the same kind of campaign to the same audiences, but don't have an offer and just say simply, would you like a quote? So that's where campaign 2 comes into it. So this one's been going since mid-July. Once again, we've got a Facebook ad that's going to a form inside Facebook. In this particular instance, we've spent so far $1,313. We've got 63 leads, simply saying people saying to us, yes, I'd like a quote. I'd like a quote filling in our form, and they've cost us $20.84 each. And again, here's our screenshot that shows roughly the same figures as what we saw before. So we're in front of 43,000 people, it's viewed nearly 90,000 times, and it's cost us $20.84 to get a quote. So if you think about that from a connectivity point of view, we're advertising within a space where people are coming into that platform to connect with each other, to stay up to speed with their friends and family. We're putting ads inside that space, and it's working for us. So this tells us that within this platform, we're able to connect with our audience when they're in social mode, and they're more than willing to take that time out of their day to click that button to fill in the form and let us know they want a quote. So we're creating demand, we're connecting with our audience, and we're getting a result for a very, very good price. Now, I've alluded to this a couple of times so far, and now it's time to go into detail in relation to what I was referring to, in that the key to when you advertise on Facebook is the audience that you advertise to. And a lot of people that I've spoken to over time that share with me and they say, Facebook doesn't work for me. And what it comes down to is who was actually seeing the ads, and we have a lot of control over that, and it's just getting more and more specific in relation to who can see your ads. Now, to share with you, these are just a few of the audiences that you can advertise to inside of Facebook. So first and foremost, your website visitors. anybody that comes to comes to your website that has a connection to Facebook, by installing your Facebook pixel on your website, you're building a list, an audience inside the Facebook platform, so that you can say to Facebook, I only want to show my ad to anybody that's been to my website. You can be even more granular and say to Facebook, I only want to show my ads to people that have been to certain pages on my website. And what we're doing is we're taking the guesswork to a certain extent out of advertising. It's like advertising in the local paper, but only for those papers that get delivered to the homes of people that have shown a level of interest in me. They've shown interest in you because they've gone to your website, and now you're able to put advertising back in front of those specific people. So it's pretty powerful. You can advertise to anyone that's connected to your page, so your page followers, the friends of your page followers, or essentially anybody that's actually interacted with your page. So if someone's liked a page, commented on it, or on an image, all those people, you can actually directly advertise to them as well. As I mentioned before, you can actually advertise to people that have watched your video. Not only that, if your video goes for 3 minutes, for example, you can say, I just want to advertise to people that have watched 25% of my video, 50% of my video, the first 3 seconds of my video. So you can be very specific in relation to what level of attention you believe would generate enough interest that they're worthy of actually seeing an ad that you put forward. The most powerful one, which I'm going to go to in a little bit more depth as well, is Facebook lookalike audiences. Now, a lookalike audience is extremely powerful because this is how it works. Within the Pioneer website, we've got an audience of about 5,000 people that we can directly advertise to within Facebook that have been to our website first. Now, what Facebook can do is find more people just like them. So you can create what's known as a lookalike audience, and it's broken down to percentages. So when you create a 1% lookalike audience, Facebook will go out and find people that are just like the people that have been to your website within a 1% error rate. You can then have a 2% audience, a 3% audience, and the higher the percentage, the further it gets away from the actual user that you're basing the audience from. So the lookalike audience, Facebook understands how we act. So all those people that are part of the Pioneer website audience, Facebook knows all their attributes, what they're into, what they click on, what they like, what they don't like. And they'll take those attributes and then show our ad to people that are just like them. So it's extremely powerful. You can also advertise to people based upon the insights attributed by Facebook, like I was mentioning before, the things that they're into, the types of pages, the types of content, and you can overlap all of the above with geographical restrictions. So if you think about how powerful that already is, and then you say to Facebook, I only want to show people in this particular region. So for you guys, with your own geographical restrictions with your areas, you can actually show Facebook ads only to those people in the area that meet those criteria. So that is super powerful. So let's take a look at lookalike audiences in action. So this is the end of financial campaign, end of financial year campaign that we looked at earlier on, and we're breaking it down. So the view you're looking at now is actual result based upon the different audiences that we actually advertise to. Now, the other benefit of the lookalike audience that I didn't mention before was that it increases the scope of people that you can directly advertise to. So we've got 5,000 people inside our website audience within the Facebook platform. We want to advertise to more than 5,000 people. So this is a great way to do that. So taking a look now about what happened with our end of financial campaign. So we know that we got 74 leads, but looking at that in the results section, we can see that the best performing audience for us was our website audience, which gave us 12. Now, if that was the only audience that we could utilize, we would have been restricted in just getting 12 lead forms, but we weren't, we got 74. So we can see there that website lookalike 1% also got 12, 2 to 3% got 11, 3 to 4 got 10, 1 to 2 got 8, 6 to 7 got 4, etc., etc. So that's Facebook going out and finding people that are very similar to the base audience in this instance, which is our website audience, showing our ads to those people and getting a result as well. Now looking across to the right, and here is the value of actually having different audiences as well. We can see the cost per result. Now in this particular instance, whilst the overall cost per result was $17.50, we can see based upon the audiences that people that were actually a website audience member only cost us $9.59, so that was super cheap. Website 1% cost us $14.11 each, and the highest one on this screenshot is $21.09 for our 1 to 2% lookalike audience. Continuing forward, let's look at our request to quote. Well, let me go back. Let's look at our request to quote campaign, because this is a little bit different. So same screenshot in relation to we're looking at the different audiences that were utilized for this campaign. Again, 65 leads that were generated, but in this particular instance, the website visitors only were responsible for 13. The best performing actual result was the lookalike 3 to 4%. That actually got us 15 at $14 per quote. So the main thing to sort of share with you guys here is utilizing lookalike audience. Facebook was able to go out in this instance where we got 65. The website visitors only got us 13. So that gives us an extra 52 leads we're able to generate thanks to Facebook. And that's what the Facebook algorithm does. It works out the style of audience person that's actually working and converting, and will go and find more. And the longer you run your campaign, the better it gets in relation to identifying success, and the more dialed in it will get to showing your ads to the right people. And the beauty about the lookalike audience is that you can actually base a lookalike audience off of a multitude of things. People that watch your video, people that are on your page, people that have been to your website, that can all be a core foundation. And probably the most powerful one, which we here have not utilized yet, which you guys can use also, is you can actually upload an email address of all your customers. Now, if your customers have utilized the same email address for their Facebook account, that can be the source of your lookalike audience. Now we're talking about buyers. So you're going to say to Facebook, I want to create an audience just like these people, but these people are actually buyers. Now that is super powerful. So the question now is, should you guys do this? Or can you do this and for it to be successful? And the answer is yes, of course you can. And here's why. It can be relatively cheap and inexpensive for you to do that, and the reason for that is because you only need to advertise in your local area. You could actually start from as low as $5 a day, and this could generate leads for you. You'll be advertising consistently in front of your audience that you've defined, and as such, they're going to be seeing you all the time. You're going to create omnipresence. People are going to say to you, I see you everywhere. You're going to have brand awareness building for you each and every day. This is a complete set and forget strategy that delivers additional leads without additional work. Once the campaign is set up, all you need to do is from time to time change the actual ad, but it sits there and delivers for you 24/7. Simply log into your page, download your leads, and you don't have to do anything except contact them and then raise a quote. It's a profitable add-on marketing strategy. So what I mean by that is this is not a methodology that can replace your whole entire marketing strategy. This is an add-on campaign. And to share with you guys, we probably generate between 15 and 20 leads per week, but that's covering all of Australia. So therefore, if this could generate for you 1 to 2 extra leads per week, what kind of value could that add for your business? Is that something you feel could be worthwhile for you guys to add on to something you're already doing, and it doesn't actually take any more work and it's very cost effective? And if you think about what you're willing to spend in relation to paying someone that's an affiliate for you, if you have somebody that comes to you and says, I've got someone that wants to buy a GT110, well, the actual commission that they get is around $370. So if you're willing to give someone $370 for them to give you a lead that actually converts into a sale, how many $5 a day will that take to burn through to get to the same $370? So at a minimum, what I would suggest is give it a shot. And you can do that. I can help you with that. Just reach out to me and we can get that sorted for you. That brings us to the last part of our presentation, where we're going to talk about connectivity of the future, which is AI, artificial intelligence, and specifically the example in this instance, we're going to be talking about chatbots. But ideally, people are searching for information 24/7, so we need to have something out there that allows them to effectively communicate with us to satisfy that demand when it's important for the user. If you don't have a presence when they're looking, then they're going to find somebody else and more than likely end up with one of your competitors. So one of the actual assets that are utilizing today is the use of chatbots. Now, a chatbot is something that can interact with your customer 24/7, and it's something that can be deployed on your Facebook pages inside Messenger, in addition to actually being deployed on your website as well. It allows you to design simple or complex conversations where the bot does all the work for you, and it allows you to engage customers with proactive communication and allows you to track what actually happens. So what does all that actually mean? So what happens now is that when someone comes to your Facebook page, for example, and they leave you a message, then generally speaking, most people, ourselves included, will just have an automated response that says, hey, thanks very much for reaching out. We'll get back to you ASAP. And then we'll do that a few hours later, or within the hour, just during working hours, or a day later sometimes, depending upon how good we are at getting back to people. But what if there was a way that we could interact with that person without actually having to be there? So what we can actually do is we can actually create predefined conversations that can allow the user to be satisfied that their particular question has been answered. And that allows you to then consolidate the conversation with the person. They feel they've been looked after, and they then hopefully won't go to your competitors. So what you're able to do with a chatbot is you're able to create what we call a chat flow sequence. So to break it down, if somebody comes to your website, and then we're talking about tanks, generally speaking, they're just going to want a quote, or maybe they want a repair, or they just want a question. So someone comes to your page and they type hi, and then you've created the bot that provides your response. Says, thanks very much for coming to our page. What can we help you with? And you've got three options. And option one is, I want to book a time to talk to someone in person. Option number two is, I want to request a quote. And option number three is, I would like to get some repairs to my tank. Now, when that person actually clicks on one of those options, then they're taken to the next question in the sequence, where they can then give you the information you require to actually help them out. Now, the beauty of this is that you can create a user flow that's specifically for the style of question you want answered, or specifically for the type of customer you want to target. But the point of this is that the person themselves, when they come to your page, instead of just getting the stock standard message of, hey, we'll get back to you, there's actually the opportunity for them to say, would you like a quote? And they say yes, and then they click on the yes button, and suddenly the chatbot's asking, can I get your name? They give the name. Can I get your phone number? They give you the phone number. Can I get your address? And any other information you require. Then you jump into your Facebook page the next day, and you see that you've had your chatbot while you've been asleep has had 2 conversations with people, and now we've got information where we can provide them a quote straight up. So as I said before, how can we use the chatbot? We can use it to request a quote information. We can answer specific questions that they've had. For example, how to make a warranty claim. We can have specific information like an FAQ section. But the beauty of it all is that it's all immediate and it's all on autopilot. And the only thing that's restricting you is your imagination about what style of information that you want to have ready to go when people come to your page and you are not there. So in conclusion, for the presentation, I just want to share these 3 points with you. In today's society, people want information 24/7. What we can do to take advantage of that, we can create assets inside those platforms or on those platforms, inside those spaces where people are looking, so that when they're looking, we have something there that they can consume or interact with. What we can do is we can implement automation that can result in a contact, a phone call, or a lead form. Someone filling out your request for a quote. We can utilize Facebook for that, we can utilize chatbots for that, and there'll be other mechanisms we can utilize as well moving forward. But most importantly, in my opinion, what comes down to digital connectivity is actual omnipresence. The fact that people are seeing you everywhere. You can utilize Facebook, you can utilize display ads, you can utilize YouTube. What you want to be able to do is step into this space so that your customers in your area see you everywhere. If you can become the water tank celebrity in your area, regardless of whether people want a tank or not, that's the outcome that you see. You want people to recognise you and say, hey, there's the water tank guy, there's the water tank girl. So I'd like to thank you for your attention now. I'd like to also thank you in advance, or maybe afterwards, for the notes you probably took in relation to the spelling mistakes, etc. It's always appreciated. And if you've got any further questions, please give me a call.